So I thought I'd jump on here and talk about something that's a bit personal to me and I have mixed feelings about, but I think it's important to talk about. I've just been diagnosed with gestational diabetes and it scared me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, I was super chill about it. I freaked out like a lot. I kind of assumed that I'd be fine, and there's so much, not stigma, but I feel like the word diabetes, automatically you have these thoughts in your head. So for me, it was very much like, I've done this is my fault, I knew I should have eaten healthier, like all of these things. And actually gestational diabetes isn't about that. You are increased risk when your BMI is high or you're overweight to begin with before pregnancy, which I was over the BMI, but BMI I kind of ignore. I felt healthy and good at the time. But in addition to that, it can be because it's just naturally your body becomes more insulin tolerant. I think that's the right way to say it. Basically, it just means that your body is not combating or breaking down the sugar as well as it should be. And it's not overcompensating for the fact that baby's there. So your blood sugar is not regulated and ends up being too high, and baby's receiving that, which can result in higher risks of preeclampsia, which I already have the risk of having anyway. So that was what was scaring me. Baby can get bigger quite quickly. That's scary, big old chunky baby. But also just because I was thinking about like birth preferences and everything, that slightly changes it, and also can put baby at risk once they are born, that their blood sugar can drop, and monitoring that. And then also if you have gestational diabetes, that you're at higher risk of having type 2 diabetes afterwards. So there's lots of things. I literally was just diagnosed on Saturday and today is Tuesday, so I thought I might as well share it while it's fresh in my mind, while I've gone through the process of the emotions and understood it a bit more, researched a bit more, and have like actually been monitoring it. So first and foremost, it's not your fault. It's one of those things that I think you automatically assume it's your fault, but it's not your fault. It's very common, which is reassuring. I think, at least it was for me. I think it's 1 in 20 are at risk. I think 1 in 20 roughly get gestational diabetes, and I feel like that is kind of reassuring because it makes it feel like it's not so much on you, it's more just how your body's processed and how your body is through pregnancy. This is my first pregnancy, so if I was to get pregnant again, it might come back again because it's likely if you've had it before. There's a lot of things already in pregnancy that you can't eat, so my news, being a little foodie, was not the most pleasant. I did not take it well. I cried, I got very emotional and very upset. It was emotional turmoil because I felt like this is it, this is the end. I'm already not allowed to have smoked salmon, I'm already not allowed to have like all these different things, and now I've got to like monitor, I can't have cake. That's how it felt in the moment. It's just being smarter with how you're eating things and how things are processed in your blood. So I'm going to France next week. I'm not going to be able to have that like lovely white baguette with like a ton of butter on it like I normally would. I won't be able to have eclairs and pastries like I would when I'm in France. It's all for baby. So for the most part, gestational diabetes is temporary. It's usually resolves itself after birth. Like I said, there is a higher risk of having type 2 diabetes afterwards. But disclaimer, of course, I am not a medical professional. I'm just a girl. If you do have it, or you've just been diagnosed, or you haven't even had a test yet, make sure to check out the NHS website if you're in the UK, anywhere else, your local healthcare provider website, and speak to doctors, midwives, whoever is a professional about it. Don't just take my word for it. I'm just sharing my experience. But I have been testing my blood. You have to do it 6 times a day, and my fingers are already bruised from doing it, but I'm sure I'll get used to it. And my boyfriend's been very supportive in making sure I'm eating the right things and taking in the information too and asking all the questions too. So we went to an appointment yesterday with the midwife and I got to ask all the questions that I could possibly ask. My biggest question was kind of, I believed that it automatically means you get a C-section, it automatically means baby's going to be bigger. Like there's a lot of things that I kind of assumed. It's not always the case. Like there's a lot of things that if they're monitored, if they're regulated, if you regulate what you're doing, that you are like good, you have the same options as everyone else. There is also the likelihood that you'll be induced earlier than what would be for someone who hasn't got GD. So there's a lot of things that I feel like I was able able to discuss. Same with preeclampsia. I've already got a potential to have it that I was worried that this is just going to be like a guarantee that I'm going to get it, but that's again not the case. It's not like this is automatically going to happen. There's a lot of things that are like monitored and it's manageable, which makes it less daunting. So hence why it took me a couple of days to just like process it all, ask all my questions, and feel a bit more reassured that it's not like a doomsday situation that's like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this has happened. You do get more scans, so I'm having 3 more scans. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of happy about. Like, I'm happy that I get to see baby a bit more and that the weight is a bit more accurate based on the scan over guesstimating from the growth size of your bump, etc., and like feeling baby in the position, that I'll actually just be able to see it on a scan. And then also having a follow-up appointment after that to discuss bloods and like blood sugar and everything through the scan. So any questions I have along the way I can have. And same with, because you have the scan at 28 weeks, so I've got probably just over 2 weeks till my next scan, one at 32 and one at 36, and that's when you can sort of put your plan in place to know for sure what's going on with baby. I don't want to use the word fear, it feels too big, but I can't think of another word. My fear is that it's going to be like, oh, he's a big old baby and we've got to cut you open. That's my fear. It's more because that's not what I ideally would want. And same with inducing, it's not ideally what I'd want. However, I'm just also aware if it's like, this is what we need to do, then that's what I'm going to choose to do. I feel like there's a lot of things in pregnancy that feel like you sometimes don't get a choice of what you want to do, but it is always your choice. And I've been listening to Hypnobirthing, this book by Siobhan, I've forgotten her name. Actually, I'll mention it in the description. But she was saying a lot of things that healthcare providers say you can question and make sure that you are aware of why they are suggesting it, if there's any alternatives, what the risks are if you do it, and if you don't do it, how much time, if it's like an emergency or if it's just something that they would recommend, and be able to make the choice yourself, because they can't do anything without your consent anyway. So without having to take the word of the provider, that you're able to question it too and have more of a conversation. But also the importance of having your birth partner who is there, whoever that is, whether that's your partner, whether that's your mum, dad, your aunt, uncle, best friend, whatever, that they are aware as well, being able to ask those questions and what your birth plan is and having that written down. I'm kind of excited because I feel like I'll get to share a bit more of my journey. I have been eating specific foods as well. I've been testing my bloods, and I kind of want to share that journey a bit more because I feel like I haven't seen as many online that are sharing gestational diabetes, especially food wise, to know what you can and can't eat. Not what you can't eat, but like how to match things and how to eat things in a way that is better for your blood sugar. And also to just take away the stigma of it being like an embarrassing thing or anything, that we can have a conversation about it. So on that note, if you have been diagnosed, want to talk about it, want to ask questions, or want to have a discussion, because I don't obviously have all the answers at all, feel free to comment below or message me on my socials at Maya Kipping on everything, Instagram, TikTok, and here obviously. Please feel free to reach out, because I think it's nice to have the conversation with people that also have it, and how things are scary, how things are reassuring, whatever the conversation is. I am happy to chat away. I'm a chatty girl, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps someone feel a little bit reassured that it's not the end of everything and it doesn't automatically mean some of the things that you think it means. So please feel free to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to see more from me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye guys.